All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that do her well, and salutations and blessings to Akim that are pushing this word with truth, sincerity, and charity, and risk your lives to do so. And first and foremost, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, and many other false names. His only true name is Yahweh, which means he is or he exists. And Bahasham, meaning in the name. Ba-in, ha-da, sham, name, which is the only way to get to the Heavenly Father, which is through his only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, and many other false names. His only true name is Yahweh Shai, which means he is salvation, he is deliverance. And that's only pertaining to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the biblical Hebrew Israelites. Okay, and the Rakah Kodash is the Holy Spirit, which is how we have the inspiration to do these lessons, go out in the highways and byways, and ultimately do the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's all done through the Rakah Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit. Rakah, Spirit, and Kodash, holy. Okay, which is all done through the holy angels. But without any further ado, I want to get into this lesson today. Speaking on this guy, what's his name? Dr.Gentry. All right, Dr. Gentry, saying that why did God allow polygamy in the Bible? And it's not polygamy. All right, it's polygyny. All right, which is a man having more than one wife. Polygyny, a man having more than one wife, and polygamy is anyone who can have more than one sexual partner, which is not righteous according to Yahweh Shema Shai. That's wicked, because a woman is supposed to have one man for the rest of her life. A man can have more than one woman if he can afford that. Okay, if a man can afford to have more than one woman, he can do that, man. And let me get this to prove that, and then we're gonna go into the lesson. This is Exodus. We're going to go into the video. But this is Exodus 21 and verse 10. It says, if he take him another wife, so if he already has a wife, and another is an addition, okay? So you're adding on to what you already have. You're getting something else. So if you were to take another wife, and you already have a wife, it says, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So you have to fulfill all of these things, man, if you were to go get another wife. So the Lord is not saying, hey, thou shalt not have more than one wife. That's never said once in the scriptures. That's never even alluded to in the scriptures. All right, what's alluded to is a man having more than one wife. The Lord promoting polygyny. Okay, because the Lord said what? This is the book of Genesis 1:28. It says, and Yahweh this is really supposed to be Elohim, okay, which is gods or angels, powers, okay, because that's what really created the universe. All right, it was Yahweh Shai and the angels. The Heavenly Father gave Yahweh Shai the blueprint, and Yahweh Shai created everything else. So it says, and the Elohim, that's really what it's supposed to say, the powers, blessed them, and Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowls of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So the Lord said to be fruitful and multiply, and that means to have a lot of children. Multiply the earth, okay, replenish the earth. You ain't supposed to just sitting up having one wife. You can't multiply. Okay? You can multiply with more than one wife. Okay, you get two women pregnant, now that's 2 children. And what if they have twins? Now that's 4. But if you have one wife, you can only have one child at a time. You can only have two children at a time. You know, in many other cases, you have 3, 4 from one woman. Whatever, but why not increase that by having more than one wife? Okay, the Lord promotes polygyny. He wants us to multiply the earth. Be fruitful and multiply. But what it says, read this again, Exodus 21:10. If he take him another wife, and her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish? So you're supposed to provide food for her, provide raiment for her, clothing. And you're supposed to be laying it down for her. You're supposed to be giving her sex. You're not supposed to be diminishing any of those things, man. It says, and if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Okay, so you have to do these three things for your wife, for that woman, you know. And that's if you were to take another wife. So the Lord is not saying that you can't take another wife, but hey, these are the things that you must do if you get another wife. If you were to get more than one woman. So the Lord is not against polygyny. Yeah, and then this guy here too.
So
said the same
my
thing.
message to the Hebrew Israelite brother.
Lines are hey, if you want to have more than one wife, you don't believe in Yahweh Shai, which that's madness, man. That's bullshit. Because Yahweh Shai said in Matthew the 19th chapter that he was going to give us 100-fold of everything that we lost. And one of those things he lists was wives. So we're going to get 100-fold wives, man. Okay, 100-fold wives. So at the bare minimum, hey, we have 100 wives in the kingdom. You know? And the Lord said that he's going to give us our heart's desire. That's in the book of Psalms. We're going to get our heart's desire. So if you want to have more than 100 wives, the Lord is going to give you more than 100 wives. The Lord told King David that, which this guy here goes off and says some madness against King David, which we're just going to go into the video now. It's a lot of false doctrine out here.
People look at the Bible and they see cases of polygamy. They're not distinguishing between what God commands from the history of how he treated his people and how his people treated him. And his people were not faithful. God is the one who designs marriage. God is the one who invents marriage. Marriage is not something invented by humans. God is the one who gives the first woman to the first man. God is the one who presides over that marriage ceremony. And then when Moses tells us this, he makes a comment, therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and cling to his wife in the singular, and the two shall be one flesh. So that's God's.
Okay, yeah, and that's true. But a man can cleave unto more than one woman. Okay? It doesn't necessarily have to cleave to one woman. But one woman has to cleave to that one man and that one man only. But that man can cleave to another wife if he decides to do that. If he has the resources to do that. He can do that, man. All right? And we're gonna prove these things as well. Because there wasn't just only kings, all right, that have more than one wife. Jacob had more than one wife. Esau had more than one wife. Were Esau and Jacob kings? No, they were not. Okay? But they had more than one wife. Did the Lord say that they were wicked for doing that? No. Gideon, it said that he had many wives. I believe, in the book of Judges, said that he had many wives. Who else? Elkanah. He had two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. That's two wives, man. Did it say that he was wicked for doing that? Didn't say that. So this dude is really, what he's doing is adding on to the scriptures so it could fit his narrative, man.
Standard, that's what the Bible is teaching. We should distinguish that from the Bible as a divine history of God's relationships with his people. These relationships are called covenants. A covenant is like a marriage where two parties make a commitment to be devoted to each other, to be loyal, to be faithful. We see that God creates that kind of a relationship with Adam and Eve, but they are disloyal. They do not believe his word. They do not obey him, and they plunge humanity into chaos and evil. God makes a new.
And what does that have to do with polygamy? All right? What does that have to do with polygamy? Not listening to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, that has nothing to do with polygamy. All right? Adam and Eve, they went off. You know, they sinned against the Lord. They followed false doctrine, went and believed another way. But that had nothing to do with polygamy. All right? And he's going to say many other things that have nothing to do with polygamy.
Start with Noah, and then that also goes down the tubes. God makes a new start with Abraham and his family. Then God makes a covenant with Israel, the family of Abraham. And the whole history of the Old Testament is a history of how human partners are unfaithful, human partners are disloyal. They do not believe in the word of God. They do not believe what God says. They do not obey his royal rule and kingship, and they rebel, and they want to establish what is right and wrong for themselves.
Okay, yeah, Jake went off, followed another way, all right, sinned against Yahweh Shema Shai, went and served other gods, but that had nothing to do with polygamy. It had nothing to do with polygyny, all right, a man dealing with more than one woman. That had nothing to do with that, man. they didn't go off and say, you know, the Lord never said, thou shalt not have more than one wife. The Lord never said that. And Jake didn't just go and say, you know what, since the Lord said not to have more than one wife, I'm going to go and get more than one wife. That's never once said in the scriptures, man. This dude is a old fool, a Edomite. That's what he is. A Edomite, the devil, the so-called white man, the devil. All right? That spews lies and false doctrine throughout the earth. And that's all this man knows is just lie. Okay? Which is why the prophets are out here to give you the truth and tell you not to follow this false doctrine and believe this madness, man. Hey, cause you got guys like this Edomite here and this stupid nigga right here above him talking about if you don't believe, I'll say if you believe in having more than one wife, you don't believe in Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, what did Yahweh Shai say? Let's just get that. Because that is madness, man. That's madness to even say. Because obviously, that nigga did not read the scriptures. Obviously. Matthew 19:27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And also, it don't even matter if you read these scriptures, man. If the Spirit of the Lord is not dealing with you, and it's not, you know, giving you the understanding of this Bible, you're not gonna get it, no matter how much you read it, because it's obvious, it's clear, okay, it's clear, and we can prove these things all day, and Jake still gonna believe what they want to believe, and it's gonna be to their own destruction, their own detriment, man. So, hey, we just doing our job. All we doing is cutting the false doctrine out here, you know. But hey, Peter asked Yahweh Shai, hey, what are they gonna get for forsaking everything? You know, and following him. And this is what Yahweh Shai said. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily, truly, I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration in these times right now, 2024, at the end of the world, the end of this age, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Because the Lord said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. All right, you endure unto the end, you're going to be saved. With the salvation of Yahweh Shema Shai being beamed up in those chariots, all right, and you being changed, and you becoming a god, a king over the nation of Israel, being the 144,000, the elect men. But it starts with those 12 disciples that the Lord chose. All right, those men are gonna sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, starting with King David, which is Peter. Okay, and it's going to trickle all the way on down to the rest of the elect. And they're going to judge the nation of Israel, being kings. Okay? And this is what they're going to get. It says, and everyone that have forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold. So you're going to receive 100-fold of everything that you lost. And your houses, you lost that, you're going to get 100-fold of that. Brethren, 100-fold. Sisters, 100-fold. Father, mother, wife, children, lands, 100-fold of all of that, man. And shall inherit everlasting life. And we're going to live forever. So we're just going to continue to gain more and more and more and more, because the Lord said that he would give us our heart's desire. Okay, in the book of Psalms, which Lord, when I'm going to read that next. But we're going to obtain all these things. And how you're going to get multiple mothers and fathers? Through multiple wives. That's how you're going to get multiple mothers and fathers. Fathers-in-law, mother-in-law. We're going to have 100-fold fathers, 100-fold mothers, because we're going to have 100-fold wives. Okay? And this is what Yahweh Shai has promised to his elect. So how do you get around this? So if you say that a man can't have more than one wife, you don't believe in Yahweh Shai. You believe in Satan. You believe in a so-called white man, because Esau Edom pushes monogamy, which is fucking wicked as all hell, man. All right, a man ain't just supposed to just sit up here with one woman for the rest of his life. And you're supposed to have many options, man. You ain't supposed to just be sitting up just looking at one woman for the rest of your life, man. You want to deal with something that's skinny, you know, something that's a little more petite. You want to deal with something that got a little more weight on it. You know, some light skin, some dark skin. Hey, man, Jake like variety, man. King Solomon had 1,000 wives. The Lord didn't say that he was wicked for that. All right? King Solomon's wickedness came when he followed the ideologies of those women and started to bow to their gods. That's when King Solomon fell. Okay? Bowing to the heathen women gods, man. That's when he fell. Not by having those women, but what he did in his old age. It just shows you these dudes don't understand these scriptures. They don't understand these scriptures, and they don't read. Reading and not understand the scriptures is a horrible combination, man. Because all you're gonna do is spew false doctrine in your own heart, which is exactly what Dr.Gentry is doing. All right, and a doctor means to falsify. So yeah, you are a doctor. You pushing false doctrine, man. It's all you know. It says verse 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And here in this world, we're last. Here in this world, you really can't afford to have more than one wife, which is why, you know, in Peter, I'll say not Peter, Paul, you know, he said, you know, if you don't have a wife, seek not a wife. And the reason for that is because we have a mission, and that's to serve Yahweh Shema Shai and do this work. But if the Lord gives you more than one wife in this life, and the Lord gave you that because you can handle it. You can handle it. And that's the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And there are men in these times that have more than one wife, 2 wives, 3 wives. All right. And it's working out perfectly fine for them. But right now we're at the bottom. But the Lord is going to increase us. And in the kingdom, we're going to have more than one wife. We're going to have as many wives as we want to have, man. Let me get this. But starting off, we're going to get that 100-fold. This is Psalms 37:4. Delight thyself also in the Lord. And that's what we're doing. That's what the elect is doing. They're delighting themselves in Yahweh Shema Shai and abstaining from the wickedness of this world. And he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. So whatever your heart desires, the Lord is going to give that to you. And the Lord even told that to King David. What is that? This is 2 Samuel 12 and verse 8. And this was after King David committed adultery. You know, he committed adultery with Bathsheba. So what? This is 2 Samuel 12 and verse 8. It says, then it says, and I gave thee thy master's house. I'm sorry, verse 7. It says, and Nathan said to David, thou art the man. Thus said Yahweh, power of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom. So right, he said he gave him wives. And gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover had given unto thee such and such things. So if King David wanted anything more, Yahweh Shema Shah would have gave it to him. If he wanted more wives, all King David had to do was pray to Yahweh Shema Shah, and the Lord would have gave King David more wives. So what the fuck is this dude talking about? Just madness, man. Just lies. Just spewing lies. All right? Because it's never once listed where it says that you're wicked for having more than one wife. You're going off for having more than one wife. It's never said that, man. These dudes, as I said, just spew false doctrine. But if King David would have asked for more wives, the Lord would have gave him more wives. Where King David went off was committing adultery, having sex with another man's wife. Okay? Killing another man in order to take his wife. Which is, hey, that's off. That's wicked. So that's where King David slipped and fell at. Not having more than one wife. But I'm going to keep playing this.
And so in that history, we see a constant violation of the original standard. And so that's what we're seeing. We see that with Abraham, God promises him a child. He doesn't trust God. He doesn't wait.
That is madness. It said Abraham doesn't trust the Lord. It said Abraham was faithful. It said that Abraham was faithful, man. So where is it at that it said that Abraham didn't trust the Lord? And he rushed to go and deal with another woman so he could have a child. It never said that. But let's get this. Hebrews 11. Let's see. Yup. Hebrews 11:8. By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned into the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, and heirs, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which have foundations, whose builder and maker is Yahweh. So Abraham is listed as having faith. And Abraham was called a friend of Yahweh Shema Shai. Abraham had many acts of faith. All right. The Lord told him to kill his son, kill Isaac. And what? He went forth and was about to do it. And the Lord stopped him in the midst of him doing it, showing that Abraham had faith. And the Lord called Abraham faithful. He called Abraham his friend. So this dude, what he's doing is speaking blasphemy against the scriptures, man. Speaking blasphemy against the righteous of Yahweh Shema Shai. And he's going to pay for this. And how are you going to pay for it? With slavery. Clearly this dude is a damn Edomite, man. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with your outer appearance, but his spirit. All right, I perceive this man to be a damn devil. And you will be in chains. You will be a slave. And your daughters will be multiplied unto the nation of Israel, to be our concubines, which is a lesser wife, while we have other wives. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It's the truth. And that's the only thing that's coming. But that's the only thing that's coming to you heathens. It's slavery. Well, let's get this. Genesis 16:1. Now Sarai, which later her name was changed to Sarah. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, which his name was later changed to Abraham, bare him no children, so she couldn't have children. And she had an handmaid an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now Yahweh hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. So she begged Abraham to go in unto her maid, have sex with my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. So it didn't say that Abraham was hasty. It didn't say that Abraham didn't trust the Lord. It didn't say any of that. So he's adding on to the scriptures. It says, and Sarai, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. To be his wife. So now Abram, whose name was later changed to Abraham, has 2 wives. He has more than one wife. Okay, he had more than one wife. And it didn't say that the Lord's anger was kindled against Abraham. It didn't say that the wrath of the Lord came upon Abraham. It didn't say anything like that, man. It says, and he went into Hagar, and she conceived, and when she saw that she had conceived, so she gave birth, all right, to a child for Abraham and Sarai. Says her mistress was displeased in her eyes, and Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom, and when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. Lord, judge between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So it didn't say anything about the Lord being angry with Abraham or anything along those lines, man. Abraham had a child with Hagar, all right, a son with Hagar. But it didn't say anything about the Lord being upset with Abraham, or Abraham sinning, or him going off, or Abraham not trusting in the Lord. So this dude is just spewing lies.
For God, he tries to do it on his own strength, and he has a relationship with Sarah's female servant. Jacob also has 2 wives. Is that a wonderful relationship? No, it's not a wonderful relationship.
And it ain't about having a wonderful relationship. It ain't about pleasing the women. It's about building a dynasty, right? Doing these things for, money, riches, okay, building more substance and things like that. It's not about a relationship. It ain't about the women, being pleased and pleasing the women. It ain't about that. It's about doing what you have to do as a man, serving Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai. All right, this is just a westernized Christian. That's all. But he just says a whole bunch of madness and wickedness in this video. If you want to go watch the rest of it, you can. But I'm just hit these scriptures, man. This shit is just this shit is vexing, man. But hey, that's pretty much majority of what he said. I already tackled it. But it's just lies. It's just false doctrine. And also he brought this out. He tried to say that a king is not supposed to have more than one wife and, things like that. But it's not saying that. What it's saying is your mind should not be occupied upon things that you have, materialistic things. This is Deuteronomy 17 and verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So no heathen can rule over the nation of Israel. But he shall not multiply horses to himself. That should not be your main focus. Your main focus should not be multiplying horses unto yourself. All right. Ultimately, multiplying your riches. That should not be your main focus. Nor cause the people to return to Egypt to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahweh have said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. That his heart turn not away. That's the point. That your focus does not be turned to anything else besides Yahweh Shem Shai. Let me get this. That's the whole thing. It doesn't mean that you can't have more than one wife. Don't mean that. This is Deuteronomy 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power is one Lord. Yahweh Shem Shai comes first. That's what comes first. What he says comes first. The law, statutes, and commandments. That's our main focus. Not what our wives want. Not what we want, but what Yahweh Shem Shai wants. It says, and thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. That's our main focus. It says that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So that's the point, man. Not to have materialistic things on your mind over Yahweh Shem Shai. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of that which is before the priests of the Levites, right? And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life. That's the main focus, Yahweh Shem Shai, the words of the Lord, that he may learn to fear Yahweh his power, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them. These dudes just be twisting the scriptures, man. Twisting the scriptures, spewing false doctrine. The Lord ain't never said that you can have more than one wife. What the Lord is saying, that your main focus should be me. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment. And that he turn not aside from the commandment, to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. Now, let me get this. This is Sirach, not Sirach, but I'm going to get that Sirach too. But this is Psalm 62. And I'll get straight to the point. No, let me see. I'm going to start at 7. It says, and Yahweh is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my salvation, and my refuge is in Yahweh. Trust in him at all times. That's who you're supposed to trust in at all times. Not your riches, not your substance and the things that you have. That's not where your eyes should be upon. But your eyes should be upon Yahweh Shem Shai. Ye people, pour out your heart before him. Yahweh is your refuge. Yahweh is a refuge for us, Salah. Surely a man of low degree, surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balance, they are all together lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. And that's the point. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them, man. So no matter what you have, our main focus should be Yahweh Shem Shai, because all this shit is vanity. No matter if you are rich or poor, it's all vanity, man. It's all pointless. The only thing that matters is our power, which is Yahweh Shem Shai and his words. That's what matters. Keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, pushing righteousness. Not as soon as you get, power and kingship and money, these are the things that you're going to run towards. You go run towards women. You go run towards increasing your substance. No, you're supposed to be focused on the Lord still. It says, Sirach 14:9, a covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked dried up his soul. So a covetous man, his eye is never going to be satisfied. He's going to want more and more and more. All right? And that's not the spirit that we ought to be in. We ought to be in the spirit of serving the Lord and being thankful for whatever he has given us. You know, not increasing your substance and, they just going crazy, man. That's what that Deuteronomy is saying. It's never saying that you couldn't have more than one wife. Because this is what's going to come in the kingdom. This is Isaiah 60 and verse 22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. And how's the Lord going to hasten it? By giving you more than one wife. That's how a small, a little one is going to become 1,000, because the Lord is only going to deliver his elect. And the rest of the nation of Israel that are going to be destroyed on this side, Zechariah 13 and verse 8 on down. All right, the wicked, the 2/3 is going to be destroyed here in this land, Babylon and Great America, via ICBM nuclear missile fire. They're going to come back through the loins of the elect. Okay? They're going to, and what does that mean? Israel is going to be one giant big nation. And the only way that that's going to happen is a man having more than one wife, Yahweh Shai giving us 100-fold of everything that we lost. Okay, and we're going to have 100-fold wives. All right, one man to 100 women. And we're gonna be doing our thing, man. We're gonna repopulate the earth. All right. So, and what even on this side, the Lord is gonna give us more than one wife. Because when all hell breaks loose, these niggas, all right, these wicked niggas, they're gonna die. The Lord is gonna put them to death, man. The Lord is gonna kill a lot of these wicked niggas. It said that your husband shall die in the wars. Actually, let me read that first, and then I'm gonna get that Isaiah 4, because that's what's gonna lead up to Isaiah 4 and 1. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So this is why Isaiah 4 and 1 is going to come. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women. Okay? That's more than one woman. And 7 is just a number of completion. So that 7 can mean 50. That 7 can mean 30. That 7 can mean 10. That 7 can mean 1 for one man in that day. Whatever the Lord is going to give you to deal with, that's what you're going to deal with. All right? But it's never once said that it's wicked to have more than one woman. Never once. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. How is a woman going to be called by your name? By you getting her pregnant. By you popping her. All right? Her becoming your wife. You lying with her, having sex with her. Now that woman is your wife. And that's in the law. Right? If you take a woman that's not betrothed and you lie with her, she shall become your wife. You shall endow her to become your wife. Okay? That woman is now your wife. And we're going to take these women, and these women are going to come to us in these last days when all hell breaks loose, when their husbands die, they have no more men, they have no one to protect them. All right? You're going to have 7 women cleave to one man, and that's a complete number of women. It could be 50 women. Come and cleave to that one man, that one righteous man that's serving Yahweh Shema Shai, because those are the only men that's going to be saved. All right? And the only thing they're going to be worried about is being under your shadow. That's it. That's all. Being called by your name, which is you becoming their husband, to take away our reproach. All right? So these women going to cleave onto us in these last days, man, because it's going to be a shameful thing, for a woman to not have a man in that day. Because these women just gonna be out here. You're just gonna be out here. You're gonna be thrown around. You're gonna be used, and you're gonna be in fear of not having a man in that day. So these women are gonna get out of that westernized spirit and understand that you're gonna need a man in that day. All hell breaks loose, which is Jacob's trouble. A time like never before, judgment and death and calamities, plagues like never before. So I'm going to end on this, because I just thought of this. Judges 8 and 30. And Gideon had 70 and 10 sons. of his body begotten, for he had many wives. So Gideon had many wives, man. The Lord didn't say he was wicked for that. We keep going. It says, in his concubine that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son whose name he called Abimelech. And Gideon, the son of Joash, died in a good old age, and was buried in the sepulchre of Joash his father, and Ophir, Ophrah of Abizarites, of the Abizarites. All right, so it didn't say that he was wicked. It didn't say that he did wickedness in the eyes of the Lord. He went against Yahweh Shema Shai. It didn't say anything like that. It said that he died in a good old age. He was buried with his father. So he had many sons. He had many wives, man. He had 70 sons to be exact, and many wives. Didn't say how many wives he had, but he had many wives. And we know that because look how many sons he had. So the Lord is not against a man having more than one wife. This dude, Dr.Gentry, is a false teacher, a liar, and just one that spews false doctrine, man. So hey, I pray this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do it well. And salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that are pushing his word with truth, sincerity, and charity. Shalom and Kwam Yasha Allah.